Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Bone Podcast. We got a show set up for all of you today. We're going to discuss the massive weekend pump. It's a sea of green out there, and we're going to talk all things PolyFi and crypto. We got the presidential race absolutely heating up. One of the most electric weekends in crypto, dare I say, in the last few years, definitely at least of 2024. And we got three catalysts to watch for this week. We got Easy in the West Village in New York City, along with
my favorite city in the world, dude. This place is great. It's absolutely incredible. They just got trash bins. It's a monumental moment. Monumental. Probably the biggest news of the weekend, I would say, is that New York City has officially gotten trash bins. It's great. Turns out these... What,
because they haven't gotten them yet.
Well, they approved it. It was a $5 million plan to give trash bins out. And it's got to be the biggest catalyst of the weekend. It's why crypto's pumping. Like, just because of the trash bins in New York.
You know, in Japan, apparently you don't get trash bins. And what you have to do is, like, say you go get a cup of coffee, you then carry around your trash. And then you have to dispose of it wherever it will be at home because there's no trash cans on the streets. But in New York, everyone just puts the trash on the street. So
you just throw it on the ground.
Yeah, you just throw it on the ground. But it can work that people will actually take their trash home. I found that incredible because then I thought,
very interesting.
I would buy less. I wouldn't buy so many cups of coffee because I don't want to carry around until I have to get home. But anyway, a little bit of segue on the trash.
Very interesting. Very interesting. You have to carry your trash. And New York, they just dump it on the ground. It's pretty electric, I will say.
City in the world.
All things considered, though, I think I'm warming up to New York City. Call me crazy. I think I'm warming up to it. I think I am. I think I'm sitting here. I'm like, it's not too bad. I couldn't get a cup of coffee till 8 in the morning from the recommended spot because it didn't open. The mainstream liberal media doesn't want me to have my caffeine. So I just went to another corner store and they had a great red eye. Some nice drip coffee with a shot of espresso. Fired me up. Did Nick have something? He looks...
It's just an interesting shtick, you know. I think it's an interesting shtick.
Nick's camera looks really good, dude. You look crispy today. Is that a new lens?
No, I figured out how to like readjust this in a more effective way. I've also completely transformed my desk. I got rid of the old. I had a very bulky setup, and now it's a much cleaner setup. I also adjusted one of the issues that we ran into before would have been the ISO. Not ISO, the white balance. The white balance was off, and that was a major cause. I've also included a couple of things in the background. We got these Bodagos skateboards / skate decks, whatever you want to call them. There's also 4. Actually, you can't see all 4. But anyways, things are just, overall on an improved state. I'm not wearing anything on my arm.
Wow.
2-hand man.
That's nice. Nick, this is the camera angle. This is the one. Full view. You look good. This is it. You look good. You look strong. Have you been working out?
No. But I feel like I'm going to be lifting weights sooner rather than later. Like, people are going to be shocked at the speed of this recovery. I have a lot more mobility on the arm.
Okay.
To be clear, it looks kind of gross on this side. But
has it already lost a lot of muscle? So do you have one arm which is like normal and then the other one looks like, you know, when you've broken something and it's been in a cast?
It is weaker, but it's way stronger than they expected it was going to be. A lot of people said it was going to be fully down to 0. I'm experiencing mobility. I got a little bit of, look at this. I'm moving this. So, but look at that mobility.
Don't hurt yourself.
Look at how crazy that hand is going right now.
It's a lot of people are shocked.
Finagling. Look at that. Ooh, that hurt a little bit. But no, it's pretty good. I started physical therapy last week, and it's
if you need a TRT guy, I got you.
I'm looking forward to be able to lifting 3 pounds. That's like kind of how I'm thinking about things right now. On the back of the Peloton, there's like an area that you can put 2 and 3 pound weights. It's 2 or 3. I think it maybe 2. If it's 2, I may start picking up a little bit, But what's going to be even more shocking is people are going to be surprised at the slingshot effect that comes afterwards, where I become more jacked than I ever have been in the past 5 years.
You'll have to start wearing medium shirts.
10 years.
Nick, I will say on those.
The Bodago shirts, I do need to be medium. The small just does not
We
fit.
got to change those blanks. I'm telling you. I've been
We're
on
gonna
PO about it. Because we got to get a little bit nicer fit on those.
Yeah.
All right, well let's kick off the show. We got a monumental day. Dare I say a monumental weekend that happened. I'm gonna try to see. I got
a bone to pick with Nick though, Clemente. I got to start with this. I got a bone to pick with Nick. I said the bottom was in at 125. I'm on wax. We have the video. I got receipts on receipts.
Okay, well, give it a couple of days here. Let's see.
It's been a month.
We're at 150.
It's been 1 calendar month since that video dropped.
What we're looking at was since July 5th. It was down from where you called it.
At 130. No, it wasn't. I said 125. I have the video receipt. I'm on wax, hardwired, scripted, scriptures, Egyptian hieroglyphics on wax 125, carved into stone. And I said, I think the bottom's in at 125.
Cool. Walk around, feel good about yourself.
I do. Your ETH buys up.
Sorry. So what's your West Village setup? Explain this to me. What are you in an
house sitting
Airbnb
for a friend? No. I'm
You're
house
sitting.
Yeah, he's on vacation. He's got 2 cats, so I'm watching his cats.
Oh,
it's like a
is it
college
like
friend.
Studio apartment, 1 bedroom?
No, it's a 2-bedroom.
2-bedroom apartment in the West Village.
Oh yeah. You can swing by if you want. He said I can have people over. They said nothing crazy, but yeah, I'll show you. It's actually, dude, it's a really nice spot. Really nice spot.
That's pretty expensive for West Village. 2-bedroom is pretty nice.
He does very well. I'm not going to disclose his financial situation. He bought Solana at $22. Still holding it. A lot of Solana. Because he's like, dude, you won't leave me alone about this. He's doing well.
Well, I'm waiting to see. Solana did bounce off the 155 level that I have drawn up here. So I'm waiting to see what happens here. But, dude, I hope that it was the bottom. You know, here's hoping.
Your 1 ETH buy, though, is looking very strong. Very strong. I'm very proud of you on that.
I should have bought a few more ETH right at that level. That was like literally the bottom.
Yeah, it was a good buy. The thing is, I'm watching like alts now because I do think Bitcoin dominance is going to slow. So I think we're going to end up getting a nice little alt rally.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it when we get into the show. Before we kick things,
let's throw out the notes.
Just shred the paper.
Oh no. All right. Before we kick off today's show, it's brought to you in partnership with Karate Combat. They got Karate Combat 48 coming to Nashville next week, July 25th, during the Bitcoin 2024 conference. We're going to be there. We're going to be breaking it down in the trenches, giving you all of the event coverage, boots on the ground. And if you want to get ahead of their token snapshot next week, download the Karate Combat app so you can make your picks to earn additional karate token. Go to karate.com to check that out. We're also going to be giving some karate token away, just like we have for previous events. All you need to do is just be a subscriber at the Daily Bone newsletter. Go subscribe at bodagos.com. We got a giveaway coming at you all very, very soon. Signal, let's kick off the show with this weather report whenever you are ready.
Yes, folks, let's get into it. It has been quite a weekend on the news for Monday, July 15th. I thought it was aubergine season. Turns out it's assassination season. But looking at the crypto roundup, the majors continue their weekend rally with Bitcoin up 5% on the day to 62,700. What a cookerino. Ethereum is up to 3,350 and Solana is up 6% to $152. MOG has been the leading top 100 coin. That has been up 15% on the day. Lovely swing to 760 million market cap, on its way to the 1 billion. Over the past weekend, top 3 stories. Well, firstly, crypto absolutely surged on the back of the failed assassination attempt on Donald Trump, with Bitcoin hitting a 2-week high. PolyMarket saw Trump's odds of winning soar to over 70%, and Elon Musk endorsed his presidential bid. Secondly, Bitcoin Magazine CEO David Bailey has confirmed Trump, he is not stopping. He's still going to be speaking at Bitcoin 2024 in Nashville, and predicted a new all-time high for Bitcoin by the 27th of July. Mark this day. And he's also teased additional surprises coming to the conference. And then finally, MakerDAO has announced a $1 billion investment into real-world assets funds. They're launching a competition for this funding that has BlackRock, Ondo, and Superstate competing for funds. So that is following up the news of the Goldman's real-world estate fund as well. But that is all for the weather report. It'll be back to you folks in the studio.
Amazing weather report, Signal. Thank you for that. We're going to cover some news stories that have happened that Signal broke down, as well as were covered in our newsletter, which is sent out every single day. You can go subscribe at bodagos.com. Very quickly, just kicking off with political meme coins. Easy. I want to break this down very quickly with you, but ahead of the Trump attempted assassination, we saw just a surge in political meme coins all over the place. Can you give us a quick rundown? I saw ear stays on, fight.
Ear stays on, fight, Trump aura. They were great. These stickers, they weren't that great, to be honest. But ear stays on went to $30 million market cap. 30 mil.
Did you trade any of these?
Yeah, I was like, dude, okay, this is going to sound pretty fucked up, but president was almost assassinated, and the first thing I did was open pump fund. There was like zero hesitation from when I heard the beep, 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 to when I sprinted to the laptop, because I knew that it was just going to send. Like, I was like, whatever the first one is, I'm getting on it. As soon as I saw the blood on the ear, immediately aped into ear stays on. Without hesitation. I got in at like 150K market cap, sold it at 500K. So I wasn't too happy about it because it went to 30 fucking million, so 300x. And I paper handed it. I'm not terribly upset about it because like I paper hand everything. I went in with some size, and obviously now when you look at the chart, it's not doing too well. Fight though, sending. The thing is, he might have the most iconic photo since 2002. You know, like.
Sorry, what was 2002?
Yeah.
Well, I said after 9/11, which was 2001. So like after that, it was a pretty iconic moment in U.S. history. So after that, though, much less iconic moments. This, though, ear bleeding down the face, fist pump yelling fight, ignoring the Secret Service. I mean, September 2021 is like the end of 21. So I just said since 2002, like started 22 onward.
It's an interesting way of framing it. I mean, not to throw things off. Just.
No, good question. Strong question, to be honest.
You could have said since 9/11.
Yeah, but you know, some people get a little shaky when you mention it, so it's still a little early.
I was about to make a really stupid joke.
Do not.
No,
But
I think actually, sorry, Easy, just to say on that point, I think what's more interesting is the fact that crypto is completely pumped off the back of this event. Like,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but I think it's going to now be okay. First of all, my Kamala Harris trade has just completely gone down the toilet. We you know, you went on the show on Friday, Easy, but on Friday we said that Biden was going to drop out. Kamala Nater was going to then run for office, and we could basically get exposure to that through PolyMarket by saying Biden will drop out, and then we were going to buy the token Kamal, is it Kamal on Sol. I did that, and I think is now the worst trade in the world. But I didn't know it's a kind of black swan event was going to just storm.
It's not every day you get an assassination attempt.
Exactly, karma. Thank you. So totally took the L. Thank you, Greenie. Yeah, I took the L on that. But what's interesting on the back of this though is that all of crypto pumping just because of this, and now it has such momentum that I think we're not going to see that sideways action that we thought of maybe happening for the rest of the time. I think we're now going to see a slow upward trend.
It's pricing in a couple key things, and I had immediately tweeted too. Like my first tweet after the incident was, I think Trump literally just solidified the election, because like that moment was like a lot of people. Dude, you even had the mainstream.
That before you tweeted it, dude. I'm just saying. I feel like I called.
No, you were first. Sure, yeah, you were first. I'm down to give you this one.
Number one on all of X.
You are number one in my heart, so I'll give you that as well. The main thing that I saw with it was like, I was like, yeah, I think it's pretty clear as day that he's now got the election in the bag.
I don't know if this pumped specifically. So when was so
no, I think it literally pumped right after it was announced that he was going to be fine. Like the market sent, and then it sent again last night because speculation that China is going to unban Bitcoin next year is what will cause like the secondary pump. The other thing that a lot of people have been talking about is like, if Trump does in fact win, the likelihood that Gensler is completely out is huge. Like that's like a massive thing. You also have Trump making comments that he wants to back the dollar with Bitcoin and some other key things, which like I don't think that happens. I think it's a lot of like smoke. Like that'll probably never happen. But he's way more crypto friendly than any other candidate that we've kind of seen in the last 8 years. He holds crypto. He has an NFT collection. And then on top of it, he's very like, if Gensler's out and we get a new head, that's going to see continued upward price action, I think, Sig, you're spot on. Because of the catalyst in the events, this Black Swan event that we've kind of seen, the choppy range, I think, is not going to happen. But we're still relatively close to when I thought we'd break out of the choppy range, which was August. Like, we're 2 weeks early. So it's not
man, we're way too early. No, I thought we're going to be breaking out like towards the end of August. And sorry to interrupt, Easy, but also the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. I wasn't really going to pay attention to what Trump says at that too much. It was just going to be like, run of the mill keynote speaker. Now, considering he has a 70% chance of potentially winning this, I think what he says at Nashville for Bitcoin has so much more impact than what it would have been before the assassination attempt. So I just think that his words around crypto now have more gravitas heading into November.
I don't think that Trump was the main catalyst here. The biggest catalyst was the DXY continuing to drop. That, to me, is the biggest mover here. We've been seeing continued downward pressure. The best person that I've been watching for Eric Crown has been publishing some really good videos on YouTube. And his analysis, he called the dip. And he's been calling the the bounce right now. He was saying Bitcoin to 64K was kind of the target that he had on this chart in particular. Right now, I'm just interested or waiting to see where this goes to. This is a level that has some resistance, basically. So
we're right at resistance. Right here. We break above this, and I think that continued upward price action is serious. I like that you're looking at the dollar, though. I like that a lot.
Somewhere in here, Bitcoin seems to have some level between 63 and 64, basically. So I'm not yet convinced until it's above 64. AVAX did not pump as much as Solana, which is interesting. That
goes into my altcoin thesis here. If Bitcoin chops here between 63 and 65K, Bitcoin dominance most likely goes lower. We're seeing ETH and SOL continue to trend higher, which shows that Bitcoin dominance somewhat choppy. And if that happens, we should start to see alts, which is what I'm more excited about. I was looking at Ton. I've been kind of just beating the drum for Ton recently. Dude, it's at a 35 million market cap, fully diluted. Originally, I was $20. I think it's got a 5x in it, which will put us at $35. Which that to me is a solid opportunity. That's held up in exceptionally well. AVAX is interesting. Near is interesting. Those are kind of my alt plays.
Jupiter looks pretty good.
So Jupiter as the beta bet to SOL, I think is a no-brainer. I still think Jupiter is planned to $3 at some point in the bull run. Just purely because, dude, when you look at meme coins too, the amount of volume that Jupiter and Clemente, you want to pull up the Ray chart, Radium? Because that's actually. Oh, sorry, Nick. You want to pull up Radium?
What's the token?
RAY. The reason I bring up Radium is this is where all the meme coins graduate to on Pump Fund. So that Radium tethered chart, the second one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I'm on PolyMarket now. I don't know what the hell, dude. 52. What? That can't be right. Hold on 1 second.
While Nick's pulling that up, Easy, why would Bitcoin dominance slow down, though? We have Donald Trump speaking at the Bitcoin conference next Saturday, July 27th.
Yeah, because when you look at it, too, think about it from a different perspective. Bitcoin's already made a new all-time high, right?
Yeah.
The narrative right now is an ETH ETF's been approved. We haven't gotten trading on it yet. Solana ETF's been applied for. So we already have priced in action, and we can see inflows on Bitcoin. So to me, yeah, dude, this chart is fucking beautiful. This is a beautiful chart. This is one I'm way more bullish on Radium right now because this is higher lows and higher highs. I think Radium's gonna send. This is the token that I'd want exposure to purely on the back of meme coins. Their fees are rising, whole bunch of stuff. This is the one that I'm watching a little bit more closely. We break out of this wedge and we're seeing some absolutely chaotic price action to the upside. But back to the Bitcoin dominance thing. ETH ETF getting approved, once that starts trading, inflows, I think, outpaced expectations. And then you have the Solana setup. So if both of those catalysts happen, you should be able to continue to see Bitcoin dominance not rise as quickly as it has in the past, which opens up some positive price action for altcoins.
Why is Radium relevant other than the fact that we're looking at a chart of prices?
Well, Radium is the exchange. It's it's a Jupiter competitor. So it's a token swap. You can And that's the one that Pump Fund aggregates on the back end. So when Pump Fund tokens, the meme coins graduate off of Pump Fund, they create a liquidity pool on Radium. Yeah, sorry. Look, that's a NFT or Bitcoin NFT lending platform. The liquidity pool is created on Radium, which is more Radium fees. So that's why I'm slightly more bullish on Radium than Jupiter, solely because of the meme coin super cycle that I think we see.
Well, this is interesting. So what's the market? It says dude, it's not showing me.
I don't like TradingView that it doesn't show market cap. I go to CoinMarketCap to look at it.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, that's the one thing that bothers me about TradingView is the lack of fully diluted market caps.
Yeah, I got it, Nick.
But,
I'm just going to look up what it is.
It's 500 million. 500 million.
Oh, you got it?
I got it.
Do you got it? Oh, that's...
So call me crazy.
No, it's actually
2 to 3 billion would not shock me.
What did Radium hit easy in summer DeFi? DeFi summer.
October 21, it hit $14.
And what would that be, the market cap at that time? If you can, Clemente, yeah.
1 billion.
Something disgusting, like 7 billion.
No, literally
1 billion. 1 billion. Okay.
Why? It's sitting at 500 million right now at $2.
Well, I'm assuming it's the unlocked.
There's 4 tokens that unlocked.
Oh, I think this goes much higher. Like much higher. Like this is my bet for like a beta play to Sol.
The peak market cap was 1 billion. Right now it's at 500 million, like Clemente said, except that the fully diluted is 1 billion. So it's very confusing.
So, okay, I have a quick question. Outside of Radium, I don't want to go too micro on some of these tokens. Nick, I'm very curious on your stance here on the Trump, everything that happened this weekend with Trump and how it relates to crypto. His PolyMarket odds just reached a new all-time high of winning the election at 70%. What if Trump wins this election? Do you think?
I'm gonna be honest.
Sorry,
it's hard to beat that photo.
Oh yeah, I mean it's.
I mean that basically is as good as you get from a propaganda standpoint. I won't let my personal politics get into it. It's a phenomenal photo. I mean, like the guy just looks is a great position. The memes are hilarious. And then it's also interesting. X is just filled with every theory about the shooting situation now. Some of it's compelling. I'm just like, what? It's here we go. Inside job in the comments. It does, like, I went back and like, dude, there were so many things about that were just wild. When I first saw it, I couldn't believe that was real. Like, I was just like completely shocked that was happening. And I was like, was this like a campaign initiative? Was my original thought, because it was so fucking good. That photo dropped instantaneously as well. I was just like, damn, you can't get a better photo than this.
The
like,
American flag in the background too, dude. Like, it's the most patriotic shit I've ever seen.
I'm just like, we could have fighter jets in the background, may help with that, and a bald eagle. You throw that in the background, just like, boom, instantly, like, there's nothing that could have done better. Pull up that photo, Clemente.
I have to say, like, as well, I mean, the guy reacted like he's been shot out before. Like, I mean, if I got shot out, no, I am not turning around and going fight. I mean, I got personal feelings aside, you got to give it to the man how his like adrenaline first reaction is just to fight after being shot at. And from as you're saying, Nick, from a sort of propaganda media perspective, you know, they say when it comes to the outcome of the debates, when you actually go to the ballot, what happened in the debates does not count. So even if Biden, and as he did, completely messed up the debate, it actually doesn't matter. And the Democrats, it wouldn't have swung it in Trump's direction. But this kind of event does swing it in his direction. So I really don't know what the Democrats can do at this point, apart from try a second attempt in order to like win this, because this is just too compelling.
It's pretty ridiculous. There was also other things which we're talking about. Man, we don't need to go down all of the shit on Twitter at this point. It's all over the map. Basically, people base it like I've seen actual I've seen actual snipers give every account possible. Like actual snipers being like, no, it makes sense that they were waiting. Someone else had to give approval. They didn't get the approval, which to me is crazy. And then simultaneously, there were other people being like, dude, there's no way that this guy was not down before the shot. Or that like he was let onto that roof. There's also some videos that are crazy where people are just like, yo, there's a guy on the roof with a gun. Hey, there's a guy on the roof with a gun. And everyone's like, wow, that's crazy. There's a guy on the roof with the gun. And he's like taking his time, taking the gun off his back, setting it up, laying down. And people are like, hey, officer. And the officer,
this guy over there, he's got a gun.
Literally, there's a guy with a gun on the roof. Like, and then there's like minutes that pass before it happens. How the fuck is that possible? That clip is so ridiculous, dude. That one is like probably the most damning of all of them because other people, some of the stuff that I see is so wild on Twitter, like the theories that are just like flooding my feed at this point in time, where someone's like, there was one guy that was like, yo, you see that Secret Service guy to the right? After shots were fired, he moved. And you're like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of people, as bullets are flying.
My new favorite one is they're like, watch this woman right behind Trump. She pulls her phone out.
Yeah, exactly.
That one though, that lady is looking in the direction of the shooter, and then shit goes down, and she doesn't even seem to care, and takes the phone out immediately.
No, I mean, dude, the professional photographers were running in front to get the shot. Now
those guys are badasses.
Been in actual probably like war zones or like questionable situations, and they're just like, you just roll with it, baby. Which is and they're like, photographers never get shot. No, I don't know if that's what they were saying, but the bottom line is,
I heard that's what they said.
That whole dude, there's so much garbage on there, but some of the stuff is just completely damning. I don't want to hear people's theories, but it just observing an actual video of people being like, yo, the guy's right there. And people are like, wow, that is a shooter. That's the shooter.
Dude, the guy
right there.
He casually went on the roof. It was the most casual thing I've ever seen. It's like more casual than I don't even know. I wouldn't be able to like jump over the subway in New York as casually as this guy did. Like this guy's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna go on the roof with a sniper rifle and just at a rally.
Well, an AR-15, but yeah,
whatever,
the whole thing is just kind of dude, I don't know. That whole thing is crazy. Maybe so then the question is, who paid for it? Is it the people that think it was the FBI, or was it Trump's campaign that was like, oh, this is going to do real well?
Yo, this is going to do numbers, dude.
Like, what?
Just take a shot. Sit there. You're going to take it in the ear. Take it. Yo. We got a sniper. He's going to go right in the ear. This little.
This is going to go viral. Millisecond precision. You're going to get shot, and then you're going to stand up and fist pump like a madman.
I mean, dude, they tried to blow his brains out like in 4K in front of everybody. That is like,
dude, the Netflix original is gonna slap, dude.
Is that what happened with JFK?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like, close proximity.
No, but like they did it with JFK too. And Bobby Kennedy got murked too. But just the fact that they really tried to blow his brains out in 4K in front of a bunch of people in person and then on video is crazy. That's nuts.
Versus what? Like shoot him in the shoulder?
I just mean like it's a big thing to do in like a public, like poison them behind the scenes or something. Fake, have it be like a heart attack. I feel like poison would be a more chill way than just we're gonna blow his brains out in front of everybody.
So you're just 100% on the side that the government was involved with it.
I don't know who the government is, but like I don't know if I think that it's just this kid just casually climbing a ladder.
It was
in front
MK
of everybody.
Ultra. I saw stuff. What the hell is MK Ultra?
It was where they put acid on the goats to try to get mind control. Back in like the 70s.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
So,
that's serious.
Nick, back to the Bitcoin side of things. We have Ray wanted to fact check you real quick. It was directly. So right here we have a tweet from Joe Consorti, Bitcoin analyst, said that Trump's correlation to his approval odds and Bitcoin side by side, we saw a pump basically showing that this was Trump's election odds and the Bitcoin price were going up side by side. I don't know about the overnight pump, but this was sent to us via.
Hired that kid.
Just real quick, I want to circle this back. MK Ultra was a CIA-funded mind control program that aimed to develop techniques for controlling human behavior through psychedelic manipulation, hypnosis, and drug use. The program was active from the 50s to 60s.
That did show up on the feed for me. Twitter's got some wild stuff, dude. It's like all over the map when it comes to commentary there. It was wild when this went down, where like being on Twitter and just like watching the information as it came out, it was the best place to be to observe what was going on, because not a single, everyone was, I also thought it was fascinating. Everyone was posting CNN and MSNBC and like liberal stuff, but Fox News had a similar headline as well. So did Wall Street Journal. All the conservative publications, other than Drudge, which hasn't actually been super conservative as of late over the past few years, he like went more liberal with his leanings of coverage. But he was the only one that was like, oh, the president's been shot. And then, but yeah, Wall Street Journal, like and everywhere else, and Fox News did not want to call it an assassination attempt, and they didn't want to call it a shooting. So I just thought it was fascinating.
Which news media was like?
What?
I was gonna say, what was which news outlet was like he fell?
The CNN one did look stupid. Like I will say, it was extreme. And then there was someone showed a screenshot of or like an image of what the New York Times front page was with the photo. They like cropped out the flag, and like, is that even real? I don't. Sometimes I see some of these things and then I go and look back and the thing isn't real. So like you end up having to like figure out what the situation was. But it was pretty wild, some of the stuff that was like how things were showing up there. I'm not saying this to support CNN's ridiculous like headline, and the memes afterwards are pretty hilarious.
Where it's like Julius Caesar, it was a group hug or something, like things like that. Like, yes, that was Babylon B, who actually reported on the Choose Rich boat photo, if you remember, and Elon replied to that one. That was like the Elon engagement of the boat photo. It was Babylon B, apparently very funny, satirical, I guess you'd say, right-wing publication, I suppose you would say.
The Onion. The Onion is supposedly more liberal, I guess. I didn't I'm
just
like
comedy, bro.
Or like, what are you talking about?
It's just comedy. But my favorite shit that's now circulating is like basically black Twitter and black social media being all for Trump. And you got like the Not Like Us beat in the background and all these black dudes just being like, he's a real gangster and all that stuff.
The best video was I saw two dudes throw shiesties on, the face masks, and they're like,
oh,
we rolling for Trump. And they hop in the whip and pull guns out. I was crying. I was like, that is so fun.
I saw that one. There was also, who's the black comedian that's on Kill Tony all the time?
David Lucas.
Yeah, Patterson.
Lucas.
And he did a stand up like right after, like that night, and was just like, he was like, I wasn't even voting. Like, he was like, this guy sounds like my uncle. This is like, I mean, he makes jokes about his dad and his uncle. He's like, his dad is completely illiterate and can't spell, and then like on one of the episodes they call his dad to have him spell something and he can't spell dog. Like he won't spell dog. They're like, the guy's like, when you say dog, what you mean, like dog, like the like what's up dog, or are you saying dog like the pet? And they just like keep saying, they're like, the pet. And he's like, yeah, but I'm trying to understand, like, and the guy's like asking clarifying questions about it. Just won't spell. He never spells a single word on the entire call, including dog. Like, just will not spell dog. But anyways, Cam Patterson's pretty funny. And he had. It does seem like I don't know. Black Twitter was all over this. That it was popping up for me. I mean, that's like
good ones.
Maybe one of the best areas of Twitter, honestly.
Clemente, yeah, play this one real quick. Like, I just love the way this guy handles this video real quick. Clemente, let it rip.
Democrats, what y'all got going on?
What do you got going on, Joe?
They just trying to take out Trump. Literally, I just sit there and watch it live. My man grabbed his neck like this. Yo, Secret Service, get out. I said, what is this, a movie? Is this a script? I don't know what's going on. All I know is one thing for sure, two things for certain. Somebody done called the hit.
Somebody called in the hit.
Y'all know that man finna win the election. Y'all know Sleepy Joe almost out of here. Y'all know what's going on. Did y'all just see that on TV?
Did you see it?
History was just right before me. Them folks just took a shot at Trump.
They took a shot at him.
My man got up and threw Black Power up like this. My man did this here. My man threw up Black Power like this. I know it was Black Power. It wasn't no. My man threw up Black Power with blood leaking down.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, Trump, I'm gonna let you know now. You just won the election, my guy. You just listen to me. These folks just seen the Patriot. Then you got up like you grew up in the hood. You got up and took that hit like a man. Them folks done grazed your ear. Them folks done hit you like this here. You done went down. Then you got up and hit them like this here. You just won the election. Sleepy Joe is over when you gonna go take your nap for however long you want to take it.
Take a nap, Sleepy Joe. Take a nap.
Dude, that guy's got a really nice apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's where he saw history being made, dude. I don't know. That was just like, those videos are cracking me up. There's
hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Those videos have just been making me really happy. I was pretty messed up for like 6 hours because I was like, dude, they just tried to blow his brains out in front of everybody. Like, it's a really wild thing that went down. Like, literally tried to blow his brains out in front of the whole ass world.
You're really hooked on that.
Is my Wi-Fi not working?
It's an interesting way that you're phrasing.
Oh, you're good. He froze for me too.
Well, they did. That's exactly what they. I mean, the thing is, they were never going to get a closer. Whoever I can't remember.
Whoever they are.
They are. They were never going to get like a close-up shot, right? To actually assassinate someone close up these days is pretty hard, but to do it and have a clear line of sight, do you know what's more crazy? The fact that he missed. Because when you see the line of sight from the shooter to Trump, I mean, I'm sure
there's a picture you can see the bullet behind him.
Dude, a capable shooter could do it. An experienced shooter could definitely have taken him out. So to have missed is crazy because it was literally a clear line.
So the military guys are saying that shot is like a beginner shot.
Yeah.
Like 9 weeks into basic training stuff for rifle stuff, if you can't hit that shot, you're like expelled. Like, that's a basic ass shot. The other thing is that I guess a local cop tried to climb the ladder and disrupted the whole thing a little bit. He didn't engage with the guy. I mean, it's hard to know what's true and what's not, but I did see stories that a local cop because there's that video. The best video I think is the one that has like the 6 minutes before the shot with all the compilation cell phone video. So it was literally minutes. It was multiple minutes that bystanders were like, yo, look at the guy. Look at the guy, like literally pointing it out. So I guess one cop did climb the ladder. The gunman pointed the gun. This is, dude, it's hard to know what's true or not, but apparently this is part of the story. The gunman pointed the gun at the cop. The cop went back down the ladder, didn't engage, obviously should have engaged, but what are you going to do? And then the gunman took his shot. So he could have been frazzled because of the cop. It's still nuts that the head turned like that. I mean, Nick, the reason I'm really focused on this phrase is because they literally tried to shoot him in the head in front of fucking everybody. It's just nuts, man. It's fucking nuts. How, would a roof not have the Secret Service? I thought that they have to cover all rooftops. I thought that's standard ass shit.
I was reading a tweet about this, and they were saying that basically you have like the Secret Service who are covering, say, level 1, but then you have law enforcement that is covering level 2, and then you have level 3, which is like another level of security. And level 2 the local law enforcement should have been covering that roof, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen. And another thing is that the line of communication between the Secret Service and law enforcement is not like every law officer has that line. Right. Only very few people have that line, to the point that historically there have even been mistakes where you've had another sniper team on like an opposite roof, and the Secret Service didn't know that that was a legitimate sniper team and almost shot at that sniper team. So
Damn.
that line of communication is extremely fragile. So they might not have known that they could have suspected that was actually Secret Service on the roof and not known it was a shooter. So it sounds like there was broken communication across all the teams.
There's so much commentary on this. There was a sniper talking. So they go in advance and they scope out the area before the actual, like apparently 48 hours before. And that roof. So first of all, they were looking directly at the shooter. So like the snipers were looking at the shooter. They had eyes on him the whole time. And then the whole conversation is just being like, they needed to get approval for the shot.
I mean, the dude's wearing a t-shirt and shorts.
Because they don't know if it's one of their guys or if it's a bad guy. So they're trying to get confirmation on, do we shoot or do we not? Because otherwise you could take out local law enforcement. So, I mean, at this point, obviously it was a massive error on like the entire setup, but like you can't have Secret Service just shooting at random people without having some kind of like, yeah, this is an enemy.
I mean, if he's got a gun pointed at the president, I feel like that is their job to prevent the assassination. People in the audience are saying it's staged. By staged, you don't mean like fake, right? Just making sure. Because like, it wasn't fucking fake. A dude got shot in the head. A fire chief got shot in the head and is dead. And Trump got shot in the fucking ear. So it wasn't fake. Like, I'm just making sure everybody's on the same page there. It wasn't fucking fake. You can say that it was an inside job. That you know, that's not proven yet. But it wasn't fucking fake. I'm just saying. Like, come on, guys. Come on.
Is there a slew of people bombarding our comments right now saying it was fake? I didn't see how many. I didn't see anything.
I'll pull them up on screen.
No way was this staged. For the guy to have shot his ear, he would literally have to be a world-class sniper.
Yeah.
He'd actually have to be the opposite to have somebody moving their head around and to shoot their ear, which is just incredible. He'd have to be a world-class sniper. So I just feel like staged is definitely not on the cards here. Like he was a capable shooter, but an inexperienced shooter. So we got the earshot, which is incredible. But anyway, back to Bitcoin. I think it's up only for him. No, it is. I know it's sad to say this, but going back to that original tweet where you saw the inflection point of Bitcoin, and then when Trump got shot, it just goes to prove that if you have him running as president, it means the US is extremely pro-crypto. Everything he's been saying about bringing Bitcoin innovation and crypto innovation to the US, not having companies move offshore in order to build crypto businesses, all of that will come to America. That is why we're seeing that price action.
Yeah, I mean, the Bitcoin's just doing what everybody that knows Bitcoin knows that it's going to do. Yeah, it's about to get weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Nick?
Never mind.
Nick's biting his tongue. What's up, Nick?
Easy. You said you were watching for it. You were watching for it to break out at a 60K. Is that what the level you're watching for?
I wanted
initially?
to close over 60. 63K is where we're like really back. I mean, the Sol chart though is the one that I'm like the most excited about. That's sitting over 150 is just impeccable. Like that's to me shaping up for like a nice 170 test. You just got to kind of watch where the price action goes from here because we are kind of in an inflection point overall. I think now the market has really shifted. Fear and greed was down to 28, now back above 50. So like that's pretty strong. The DXDY or the DYX, the dollar index, I want that to close under 104 for me to be like, okay, serious up only price action here. Like that's where I'm like the most interested, to be completely transparent. I look at all these things. The main thing that I want to take from it though is like Bitcoin over 60 is great, over 62, over 63 is the best, ETH over 3,300 and Sol over 150. Sets us up for like a nice rally towards those upside targets, 170, 3,600, 67 area.
Bitcoin doing Bitcoin things, baby. First of all, if the Chinese stuff is real, which is that they're going to unban Bitcoin for the umpteenth time, I kind of feel like this will be the last time that they unban it. Like, I don't think they'll ban it again because I do think now if the whole world is going to price in Trump being president, and if Trump's actually going to do a whole, self-custody's legal, Bitcoin's hard money, blah, blah, blah thing, like, which it seems like we're kind of trending in that direction, then you are going to see nations start to realize the importance of accumulating, the new hard money in the form of Bitcoin. And the US actually, as a nation state, has the most Bitcoin in the world right now. So China and Russia, they're not like stupid. And I mean, we pay an artist in Russia with crypto, and it seems very normal to him. So South America's, pretty big on crypto. You Javier Milei's not really there yet, but you see, obviously, what's his name? Nayib Bukele in El Salvador doing his thing. So I don't see China banning Bitcoin again. I mean, but then again, you never know how stupid people can be. Germany literally just sold billions of dollars of Bitcoin, which people were like, is that going to go down as a mistake in 5 years? It's like, dude, that's going to go down as a mistake in like 5 weeks. Like, it's crazy. The funniest thing was when people were saying, sell everything now, you can buy back in at 40K. And I'm just like, are you guys all right over there? Are you guys good? This is literally the Bitcoin cycle in the first inning. Like, are you guys okay? Everything good over there?
To their credit, they couldn't have possibly predicted Trump getting almost assassinated. That's like
a 5K. That doesn't like matter. I mean, like obviously it matters in like the 72-hour time frame, but like Bitcoin's doing Bitcoin things. This is just the Bitcoin cycle. It's very funny to me that people are like, nah, you can buy back in at 40K. It's like, dude, if you're doing the sell buy thing, you're just fucked. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot so bad because the thing goes down almost every day in the whole year. It only goes up in any meaningful way like 12 or 13 days a year. You're going to time that? How are you going to time that? Like what? Like literally look at the numbers. We had Ray pull up the spreadsheet. We should share that fucking spreadsheet. Literally share the spreadsheet with all the data of the days it goes up versus the days it goes down. Greenie, all right, dude. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Greenie's saying indicator of flipping bullish the longer we consolidate sideways. But the fact is, like, I'm so on the same page as PO that you just when Bitcoin went to 57, people are like, oh, I'm going to buy him and it gets to 40. Like, that's the point where nah, it's not going to get to 40 because you need some kind of literally black swan event to make it go down to 40. And what we got a black swan event that is making it go up. So it's like this sideways action is so interesting because you get these like random major events that just can push it and you'll never predict it and you never know when it's going to come. And that's what makes these volatile days, these 12 to 15 times in a year when Bitcoin pumps, super interesting because you're very, very, very unlikely to catch it. So you have to stay in. You just have to stay in. Leaving is just so crazy. And especially, Easy's calling for like in the next 2 weeks that we see the next leg up. I think a bit later on. But the fact is, it's like trying to time when will that be now when you have such momentum. I think we get more momentum plays come in. I think we see more news like China doing positive price action for Bitcoin. I actually think we'll probably see more inflows positively off the back of this news. So I think we're moving in a positive direction rather than going backwards towards 40K.
We've never had traditional finance enter the space ever. Yeah. Literally ever. Like that's never been a thing before. You have Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs. Traditional finance is able to take funds and purchase crypto assets through legal means. Like that has never been a thing before. That amount of capital has never been present in the market, and we have it present now. And yet you want to sell at this point? I just think it's ludicrous. Like it's why I was saying I'm a buyer under 130. I wish I bought more. My spot bags are impeccable, and we're like not even close to all-time highs on like Sol and ETH. Like that's where I'm sitting here, and I'm just like, what are you doing? And I'm an active trader, but it's why I keep a separate bag to make active trades, so I don't touch the ledger for that exact reason. Because my entire thesis is we go much higher over a long enough timeline, and just don't look at it. Like if traditional money is entering the space, that's trillions with a T of dollars. Like it's crazy to me.
There's a bunch of TradFi that still doesn't even have approval to buy the ETFs in their funds and stuff. Like this stuff takes like a while to get across the line, and the Bitcoin ETF's only been trading for a half year at this point. Real quick, just think about it like this. If you want to think about anything, just think about this. The literal major country of Germany just sold billions of dollars of Bitcoin, and it didn't matter at all. Like, just think about that for 1 second. A literal country went hard jamming on the sell button, and it didn't fucking matter one bit. If you're selling like majors, if you're selling like Bitcoin, like if you're taking profits on this stuff this early in the cycle, you gotta figure out what's actually happening, dude. Like, what are you doing? It's just weird. It's just a weird thing to do. Yeah, I mean, you're in the space. You're supposed to benefit from being in the space. If you're selling like this early in the cycle, you're not benefiting. The only way to get rich is to have the asset. When you sell, you lose the asset. I'm just saying. I mean, I know it sounds simple, but like people are like obsessed with jamming on the sell button. It's like, what are you doing? Bitcoin hasn't even hit 100K yet. What are you doing? Wake up.
I have a quick, before we wrap, I have a quick question for Easy, Nick, or basically anyone. I was looking at the 7-day price action, and well, A, Bitcoin is outperforming Solana, Easy, so I did want to ask you about that. But B, in general, Bitcoin is outperforming a lot of the tokens, like TON is up only 3% in the last 7 days. Bitcoin's up 10%. And I was just curious, this feels like a rush to quality pump. Like, for example, my blast bags are up nothing the last 24 hours. Just sitting,
shit. Nothing. What are you talking about? What is it? What even is a blast bag?
Paying attention to blast, dude.
That's what I'm saying. That's my question. That's my question is, hey, you know, we're not seeing a lot of the avalanches up 1% over the last 7 days.
Go first. That's the way it always goes. And then comes the altcoins. But Solana in the past 24 hours has outperformed Bitcoin. And so is Ethereum. So, yeah.
Real quick, in a random other news, a Bodago GIF is on the front page of Giphy right now, which is always fun. That's always nice. Front page. I wonder how many views it's going to rack up. But bringing up blast bags right now is wild. That's a wild comment.
You're just weird.
That was what I was asking was, how does this thing play out? By the way, I did sell like half of it. Probably the rest of it I'll sell for ETH, but just go shitting on my bags for no reason. Cool, because it's not Bitcoin. Well, dude, whatever. I hold what I want to hold.
Not Bitcoin. It's because it's blast. You like basically picked up some random shit coin essentially that you're using as a reference point. I understand blast isn't a random shit coin because this show was basically only about blast for a solid like month-long period.
But that's like saying that your Squirtle Pokemon card wasn't up this week. It's like, no shit.
My Bulbasaur PSA 10s are up. Just saying. Just saying. They are up. I'm up like a couple $100.
A Bulbasaur PSA 10 is more likely to go up than Blast. Like there's a bigger
we should correlate
audience.
The charts. There's probably, I agree with that. Clemente, sell the blast bag and dump it into Solana.
I'll probably dump it into Ethereum. But either way, one or the other.
Better than Blast. You got an ETF coming. Vitalik, people have been pointing out Vitalik's tweets. He's tweets some weird ass shit.
What?
Zach, go pull up Zach Vol. Vitalik tweets some weird shit, man. I didn't know that. I didn't notice those tweets.
What did he tweet?
It's a weird guy. It was like 4 tweets that he's put out just throughout like the past like couple of years, I think. I was like, are these fucking real? And I think they are.
Clemente, you pulling it up?
I don't know who Zach Vol is.
Voell is the spelling.
He's a
of
Taproot wizard.
He's a Taproot wizard.
And how do you spell Zach?
ZACH?
With a K. Got it.
Oh,
here we go.
He's a fantasy top hero, brother.
Yeah. Anyway, look at this one.
Oh my god.
No,
so that tweet did get cycled a while ago.
Yeah, that one.
Ansem had brought that one up when him and Vitalik
I never saw that. I never saw that tweet.
I love that he refers to it as triple wielding Moderna. It's like he's a MMORPG guy. He's like, yeah, I'm triple wielding it. Okay. All right.
I don't know. He got a lot
Bitcoin
of
Cash
mask. I think the bigger issue with the mask was that it was measuring CO2, the thing that he had. I was like, what? I was like, why would I get a CO2 monitor? And he's like, it's a good proxy to other things. And I'm like, all right.
My guy, S. Higgins 3 actually got a good comment here. Being shocked that Vitalik is weird is shocking. Yeah, you're right. You're right, dog. should have expected him to be pretty weird. Well, look, I mean, yeah, Bitcoin's doing Bitcoin things. Solana's showing strength, right? Easy, crazy strength. And I think
insane strength, like wild strength. I think the 7 day is like a decent indicator, but I'm still looking at like the weekly close because that was the big one. And you had Axe Trader, if you know who that is on crypto. He's like a very prominent whale in the space. He basically was like, I'm going to single-handedly send Bitcoin over 60K 5 minutes before the weekly candle ends. And he did. Like, we saw a giga candle on it, and he was like, yep, that's the buy order. So, like, he's deploying capital on it. All in all, man, I look at this market, and I think we're going so much higher in the short term right now, too. Everything's shaping up for election cycle. That's been, like, kind of the big thesis for a while for me, was, like, you want, quote, the economy to be doing well to go into an election. The S&P and NASDAQ pushing all-time high. Literally, I think they set the record for most consecutive green days in a row, like the last week. Like, that's crazy to me. And yet, now we're looking at a financial candidate in Trump who had one of the strongest economies in the last 12 years, give or take, showing that after this moment, it's pretty much a shoo-in. It's going to be wild going into this election cycle with price action, too. I would not be selling anything here. Like, if anything, I'm an aggressive buyer on any dip that we get. Any remote sell pressure, I'm buying.
And I think Clemente's right to have an instinct to go towards Ethereum right now, too, because Ethereum's underperformed thus far in the cycle. And I think betting that there won't be a period where Ethereum does adequately perform is a bad bet to make. So I really actually do like that. I do want to talk PolyMarket a little bit because Nick's on the show and he wasn't on the show last time. And PolyMarket's like pretty fucking fun. Let's find a couple of good PolyMarket bets and see what Nick thinks of them, because I'd actually be pretty curious. Nick, PolyMarket's legit. It's super legit. Peter Thiel invested in it.
You act like you're explaining to me what PolyMarket is.
I am.
Okay.
Let's do some pop culture shit. Let's okay, here we go. So Nick, what do you think about, will Trump say the word MOG in 2024? You like that bet? That's a 50% chance right now?
No, it says 17%.
Oh, okay. I thought it said 50. I was going to be like, that's weird. That's an okay one. I kind of like that one. Sig, what do you think of that one?
That's a good, yeah, I could see him saying that. I could see him saying that.
24.
Let's look at some other ones, Pio. I think that's good for the political ones.
I think Politify is the only thing you should be focusing on PolyMarket right now. It's got the most volume, the most action across the board. Like, all of this stuff is crazy. I think the Republican VP candidate's probably one of the more interesting ones that I'd be looking at here, with JD Vance rallying hard yesterday.
Easy. I don't think it even matters who the Democratic, like, you could literally have Arnold Schwarzenegger as like the Democratic.
But I think the most money is to be made here.
I think
like
Arnold,
that's what.
But he's Republican, is what he ran.
Yeah,
as.
sorry, I know. As soon as I said it, I was like, duh, stupid. He's Republican. But I just think the Democrats, from a propaganda marketing perspective, are in such a weak position going into November right now that even if Biden dropped out, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Like, Kamala Nader is no way, like, she doesn't have a leg to stand on against Trump in right now. I feel like you would need, like, I don't know, something bad would need to happen to the Democratic VP. You need another assassination attempt.
So let me show you. I'm on the pop culture. How is this on pop culture? And some criminal charges in 2020.
I think it's actually up from last week.
Because it's crypto, Nick, and you know they had to do it, but no, this is not pop culture. This is crypto Twitter culture specifically. 24% is kind of
that was ridiculous. Holy shit!
What? Oh, I missed it.
Just keep going.
Ansem, if you're listening, catch a quick charge. We'll split the profits 50-50.
Nick, what do you think? Isn't that a kind of gnarl? Like, isn't that awfully high, Nick?
29%.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it feels relatively arbitrary based on nothing. Like, what? It's not like someone's got what was I going to say? Inside connection to the people that are pursuing Ansem. That's just a weird one that is on here. There's some interesting stuff. Nick Carter versus David Hoffman. Who will win?
They got to pull that. They got to pull that because that's not going to happen. Go to music real quick, Clemente. Right there, music. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, it's just these three. They need to get more of these. Go to movies. Let's see movies.
It's still super early. Other than politics, there isn't actually a lot of activity going on here yet.
Betting on the next James Bond actor is pretty interesting. That one's pretty good. I don't know who those people are.
Very interesting.
That one's not bad. Well, highest grossing movie, click on that. It's going to be Inside Out 2. So 74%, 76%. What's so funny?
Why is that like it's going to be? I mean,
Dude,
of course.
No,
Inside Out
it's
2.
getting the wildest reviews. Like, people are clamoring about this film, saying that it's like absolutely incredible. Yeah, I'm dead
Inside
serious.
Out
I've
1
had
is
more than 10
fire.
people tell me I have to see it. More than 10 people.
Inside Out 1 is fire. These movies are actually good because the animated movies are good. They don't bake in politics and stuff. It's like for kids and shit.
The mainstream liberal media stays out of it.
So Inside Out 2 is probably fire. Inside Out 1 slaps. There's new emotions in this one. There's a lot going on with that.
Sorry, Pio.
What are you
I was gonna do Dune Part 2, but then considering every time Kix quotes it, which he has several times, all of you have blank faces, which means that you either haven't seen it, either you haven't seen it, or you're just not interested. So I was gonna do Dune, but no, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Inside Out 2. I don't want to, but yeah, I think you're right.
I watched Dune 2, haven't seen Dune 1. Movie was good, but I had no idea what was happening.
Are you guys joking that people are talking about Inside Out?
No, Nick, I'm dead serious. Like, I am being 1000% serious. 10 plus people over the age of, call it 26, have told me I need to see it.
Yeah.
They
have no kids.
Is it
Yeah, it's
Pixar? Yeah, so it's a wrap, dude. Pixar literally doesn't miss. It's going to be a fucking banger, man. And
look at Blade's comment. They introduced anxiety to Inside Out 2. Shit was a vibe.
I bet it's
What's a grown-ass man?
Nick, I bet it's on the table that you'd cry from Inside Out 2. It's on the table. It's on the table.
100%.
Those movies make people cry. Have you seen Coco, Nick? Have you seen Coco?
About the dog?
No. It's about
that's Marley and me, brother.
Dia de los Muertos.
No.
Oh,
have you seen
need
Soul?
To watch Coco?
Soul.
Yeah, Soul's also very good.
I should have singular tear during Soul. Great film.
Coco's better than Soul, but Soul's really good too. And Soul could make you cry. Coco 100% would make you cry. There's no way Coco doesn't make you cry. No way. 0% chance you don't cry from Coco. I promise.
This is Coco?
Yeah, you have to cry from Coco. It's impossible not to. In fact, the second time I saw Coco, I was like, I'm not going to cry because it's the second time. Second time was worse. Literally fucking worse than the first time. So I was like, all right, cool. I just can't watch this movie anymore. But yeah. What's so funny?
Put it up, throw it up on PolyMarket.
No,
does Nick cry when watching Coco?
Because Nick is totally gonna cry. That's why I'm laughing, because Pio don't really come across as like a crier. But Nick, I feel like they're gonna pull on your heartstring, and the Monday morning you're gonna come on the show and you're gonna basically just tell the audience the entire thing with the spoilers and be like, that's the best show ever. Have you seen Coco? That's what's gonna happen.
So someone's saying that they're gonna watch Inside Out. I think Inside Out is absolutely worth watching, and you might shed a tear from Inside Out 1 for sure.
I've only watched Inside Out 1 over people's shoulders on airplanes because there's always someone watching that movie on an airplane. So I've like seen the movie without the audio because it is visually interesting with the little like fiery characters spurting around all over the place. They're almost like sperm-like characters.
Okay, you are the first person to describe the characters as in Inside Out as semen-like characters. That's a big thing to describe them as. Nick, you got to see Coco. That's the number one that you need to see. Is Coco.
I was thinking of this guy maybe.
That guy's played by Lewis Black. Clemente, if you go to Google and type in "why does Coco," it'll populate like "why does Coco make everybody cry?"
Human-like figures. I had not realized. I was thinking of someone else, like a floating. I thought they were floating. I didn't realize that.
No, as someone said it in the comments, but you're thinking of elementals, which kind of do look like sperm, but they're water. They represent water as an element. But Pio's right.
The movie?
that's-
Yeah, Elementals is the main one of the main characters is water.
Mm. There you go.
I never saw that movie. Is that movie good?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, very
That
good.
slaps.
Damn,
Very
I
good.
gotta see this one now too.
It's very interesting, Pia.
Well, I think we can wrap. It's 10:11.
Yeah. All right, that's the end of the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. If you're listening on YouTube, subscribe to us at the Daily Bone Podcast. If you're listening on Twitter, give us a follow at BoDoggosENT and follow all of our panelists. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow.